Okay.
So, welcome to episode 2. We've been kind of dealing with some technical difficulties that are definitely all my fault here. Um, so, let me introduce you to our new player, Dan. Could you give us your character name, description, and whatever is important to you?
All right. Uh, my name is Burbles. Uh, I have a skin condition uh, and greasy hair and disheveled clothing, but I can also be quite charming.
Perfect. All right, so I have caught Burbles up on what and Dan what has happened last time. We had some technical difficulties. I won't make the players kind of repeat everything, but basically what happened was they have decided to go after the trap maker kobold in the forest that we met last time. They uh, decided to recruit a couple of guards. Their names are uh, Shani and Clust. Um, and they were just sort of starting to walk down to go meet with um, oh, sorry, not Shanley and Clust. Sani is the dwarf smith, which they are going to right now to try and talk to or convince maybe Coyden somehow to get out of here or come with them and go finish off what Raylene has promised in getting rid of this trap maker kobold. All right, so who were you planning on chatting with? The mom, the dad, or were you just going straight to
I was gonna
Coyden?
talk to her first.
Coyden, yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Good to see you again.
Yeah. So she sort of opens the door to where you are, and she says, "Oh, good to see you." And then she like smiles, and then she waves you into sort of her nice living space where her and her parents like presumably live. Um, and as you talk, she's already sort of going into her room, and you can hear like she's like putting on armor and like weapons coming out and stuff like that.
Okay, so she's already aware of what's going on.
She seems very excited. I mean, you could say whatever you'd like to her, but that's like what's happening sort of in the scene.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just be like, so we've been tasked with going out to adventure again, and I felt like it was important that the first thing we do is go and honor our agreement. So that's what I intend to do, and I wanted to give you the opportunity to come with us. However, I'm going to ask you, as a favor to me and my reputation, that to go and gain permission from your parents
Um,
before.
she comes out and she's like fully kitted out, and she's like, "They'll never let me go."
They might. I could speak to them with you. I can be very persuasive.
All right, who's this guy? And she motions.
This is Burbles. No, that is not the sound his stomach makes. It's his actual name.
Nice to
Um,
meet you.
he'll be coming with us. We also have a couple of hired guards. Let us speak to your father first.
All right. So she leads you into his smaller forge area where he's working. It seems like he's actually working on making the amulets that that you guys have.
Hmm.
Um, and she when she enters, she sort of like is like sort of a little bit more sheepish than she normally is. She's sort of looking at the ground, and she kind of like gives you the like talk to him for me kind of look.
So what was his name again? Sorry,
His name is Cam.
Cam.
Cam. Yep.
Okay. Sir Cam, pleasure to see you again.
Ah, yes. I, I, I'm glad that you came. And he sort of gives Burbles one of the amulets because you don't have one yet. Um,
You might want to
Burbles.
explain to him what you've just given him.
Yep. Burbles, for your information, basically these amulets will. Once your adventure has run out, they will take you home. So that basically everyone always starts back here at the beginning of every game. Out of character, they basically, if you die, it'll bring your body back, and then it'll happen like just like 10 or 15 minutes before we wrap up the game, so that we can kind of do that. It'll like just it's just like a Hearthstone, like a one-way teleportation. And he explains more or less that in character without like all the like references to the metagame.
All right. Does it like bring what I'm carrying?
Yeah, it does. You can also, if you choose to, you could take a long time, like a long rest, and you could just force it to bring you back as well.
Okay. Uh, I wonder if there's ways I can exploit this.
he he shrugs. He's like, maybe, it's some of the last magic we have, so be careful with it.
Okay, Cam.
Um, I
Thank you.
um
At this point, he notices Koiden is like fully dressed up, and you can see he's starting to get kind of nervous.
so I'm gonna notice that probably, obviously,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say to him. So, as you can probably guess from your daughter's dress that and equipment that we intend to leave again. Now, before you object, let me let me let me have a few words, perhaps. And I say, the way I've seen it, and from what you know of your daughter and what I know of your daughter in the short period of time we've been able to interact, is that she's never going to be happy here just staying in the forge. I think you know that, and I think your wife knows that. And she's going to end up leaving. She's going to leave whether you agree to it or not. So I don't mean specifically on this expedition with me, because of course I would never force that. That's why I'm here for your blessing. What I'm saying is you can make a choice here, I think, to either support her endeavors and make sure she's as safe as possible, or your other option is she's going to end up leaving anyways on her own, and you're constantly going to be worrying what happened to her and sending people out to find her like we did the other day. Um, I think we have a very good chance here to do something good for our people. Are you? Did you lose my audio?
No, you're good.
Okay, it stopped showing the bar at the bottom. I think you have a very good chance here to do something good for our people, um, but I won't take her with me without your blessing. But please let it be known that I think this is perhaps the wisest and safest course of action for your family. And do you want me to make a persuasion roll?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have you make a persuasion roll, but I'm also for that speech I'm gonna give you inspiration. I don't know if you've played with that before, but basically it's sort of like a charge. You can only store one of it, and you can use it whenever you'd like for advantage on a roll. You could use it
I'm gonna
now,
help him.
or you could save it for later. Okay, how are you gonna
Okay.
help him?
I'm gonna add to what he said, and just mention the soldiers that we brought this time. That I'm also uh, trained for combat, so I can help protect his daughter.
Okay. So what we've been doing for advantage rolls is being like both people roll, and then we'll just take the higher of the two, and then like just so we can thematically like say like, oh, you were more impactful. What you said was more impactful or something. So both of you roll your
I like
persuasion.
it.
Yep.
Okay.
And Donnie, you still get the inspiration for later.
I got a 24. Dan didn't roll
Dan, you
properly.
need to not roll a d0. Okay. Yeah. So you both make like a very convincing argument, and he says, "Okay, go. I'll sort this out with Saini after you leave." And then
I
and then
I
he'll
say no more, but I look to the daughter to actually like I give her a knowing look that this is perhaps her time to say something.
she she what she does is she goes up to her father and she just sort of gives him a hug, and then he sort of they kind of, without communicating verbally, they kind of have an understanding, and he walks over and gives her an amulet as well. um,
Nice.
and then you guys leave.
Excellent. All right. Yes, now we leave. Thank you for
Okay.
the better way to do it would be, do you guys want to leave now?
Oh, sorry. Do you guys can leave is what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, so I think it's a good time to make our way out. What do you think, Burbles?
Let's get on it.
All right.
Cool. All right, so you guys exit. I have already described to Burbles what the outside looks like, but I didn't really get a we didn't do a reaction to it. That's all happened during the audio error. So why don't I get your reaction to like what you're seeing here, Burbles?
Uh, well, I'm very confused. Oh, before I left, real quick, I just uh, uh, I'm kind of a jerk to my family, so
Okay.
I checked in with them real quick and just made sure that people were at work or doing what they were supposed to be doing. And generally, I kind of berate them and talk down to them, even when they're already meeting my expectations.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about like what is both your mom and your dad alive?
Uh, Jeez. Um, I guess my mom will be alive.
Okay, and then what does she do for work?
She's retired. She's just a burden on the family.
Okay, which is much different than, so she's just a burden. So
She's mostly blind and can't get around very well. Uh, but my wife takes care of her.
She's mostly just a burden on the family. Jeez.
hey. Um so well, all right. So that is an image into your backstory, and
Yeah, there you go.
maybe why you want to like prove yourself in some way to not be that or something like that.
No, I don't know. I definitely want to make a name for myself. Uh, but basically, I just feel the need to uh, talk down to them, make sure they understand that I'm in charge.
Okay.
Uh, so I'll find some way to make like offhanded comments or undercut things that they did or achieved,
Okay.
including my children
Oh, so you have kids?
and my wife. Yeah.
So you're just a real nice guy. That's what you're saying.
However, like to other people and when we're in public, I behave completely differently and act like a very upstanding person.
I I don't know if I like this, but it sounds sort of like you're the like father figure of two kids that are like adventurers themselves later in their lives, and they talk about how bad you were. Like that is sort of like you're like establishing that story arc.
I don't mind that.
um, I hope that you get some sort of arc in which you become better, because this is
Be better, Dan.
yeah.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, exactly. If your story arc is to like, work on it, then let's do that.
Okay.
Cool. So you guys go outside, and why don't we do the reaction now?
Um,
Oh
I'm gonna
God,
want.
my poor pasty white skin. And we don't have sunblock.
Yeah. So the biggest problem you have is that you don't have sunblock. Not any of the monsters out here or anything like that.
I mean, this is his thing, right? So I'm gonna just like
Yeah.
let him do his thing. That's you're the him, Dan.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah. Watch
Dan,
out for your mouth covering your face, your hand covering your mouth there, and
Okay.
yeah. Let's give us a reaction, like
Sorry,
role play you reacting to the outside world for the first time.
I guess I cover my eyes because it stings, and then as they kind of focus in, and I can see the landscape all kind of mixed up. I'd be really confused, be like, what the frig happened here? This is not what I expected. I don't know. If I've never seen the outside before, uh, I don't know if I would understand that it's not supposed to look this way.
I
Well,
think
there's definitely
But
something really unnatural looking about it, like because the way he described it to me is that like, um, basically like it looks like just huge areas got shifted around in such a way that like, a river suddenly is no longer like midstream. It's just cut in half by like, a random change of terrain. It literally, the way I pictured it is like someone took settlers of Catan isles and just lined them up like weirdly.
yeah. I think
I imagine that. I just don't have any frame of reference.
yeah. So
Based on what I know in nature, it seems to be off somehow, though. So from what I've read or learned, something's not right.
cool. All right. Awesome. So you guys are headed to the woods, or
Yeah. One second. Need to pause my. Yeah. So as we're walking towards the woods, I will like. So the man we're after, well, the kobold we're after, is pretty adept at setting traps, and I want you to know going in that there's a lot of risk of walking into traps all over the place. Probably more so than the last time, um, because obviously he already saw us coming last time, right? So be on the lookout. Um, watch your step.
Shanley, you're up front. Let's go. Chop chop.
yeah. Shanley and
Clust.
Clust, they sort of don't like have a point of reference for like how dangerous this is. Like they know it's dangerous, but like they'll happily lead and sort of trudge through. They're not subtle. They're dwarves in armor, so they're just sort of like tromping around. They're like trying to
It
get through
seems
all this
like
like
a bad idea, but
like sort of this forest isn't what they're used to, so they're kind of like pushing bushes out of the way and stuff. All right.
Oh, it's kind of like those tanks that have like the big rollers on the front to like detonate mines.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
kind of clear a path with them.
I don't see any way that this could fail.
No, there's
Well, if it's traps that we're worried about, then I guess it makes sense to put people up front that we.
You're gonna say don't care about?
Yeah, people who are more experienced with certain things.
I'm the only my reasoning here is that if they're tromping around making a lot of noise, setting off traps, we could draw more attention at once than we want.
Yeah, that's possible. I don't really know. I've never been out here, but
You know what? Let's put them in the front and you and Coyton on the sides, and we'll form sort of a V formation.
Okay.
And I'll be in the middle back area. Keeping an eye out on our rear, but you guys can watch the sides for traps. How's that sound?
All right. They nod.
Well, I'm talking to Dan's character and such, so he might want to weigh in on what he actually wants to do. Okay, sounds good. All right, so yeah.
All right. Very cool. So, you have so you're trumping through the forest here, tromping through the forest, and then all of a sudden, one of the dwarves here, Shanley, um, they they sort of step on like this root or brush, and then their foot goes down a little bit, and then like from a tree, like which as you kind of like
a
figure
snare.
out that it's like sort of hollowed out a little bit, and then like a big sort of like axe just sort of tries to come down and chop them. But like they're able to get their shield up in time before it does any real damage, and they sort of look around like, oh geez.
Yeah, we need
Might
to
as
be
well break
careful.
it.
What do you say, Dan?
Might as well break the trap. Make them have to do more work. I mean, it takes time to set it up. Just kind of destroy it.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Donnie, could I get a perception check from you?
15.
All right. Cool. So, um, you see a couple of trees up ahead, and you notice like there are a couple of those dart traps in one of the trees that you've seen last time. Like you understand how the line works, so you're
Mhm.
able to kind of stop the group before that
Mhm.
happens. Do you want to go around it either to the right or to the left?
Well, I think my character would probably
Or if you
like
want to do something else, feel free.
um well, it seems to me like my character would probably like not arbitrarily make that decision. I'd probably like, look around, like get up to the trap and
Mm-hmm.
sort of look around and see what's
Do you
what.
point it out to everybody else when you stop the group?
Yeah, I'm not just gonna go and
Does it look obvious? Like, does it look like a trap that's designed to make you change course that isn't necessarily really a trap?
Uh, give me um, give me an intelligence roll.
Investigation?
Yeah, you could do that too. Yep.
All right.
'An 18. All right.
Plus what? 23. Sorry.
No more fooling around. Um, so 23. Yeah. So you don't necessarily think that's the case. You definitely like. It seems like this dude is just setting up traps like
Jesus.
all over the place. Like he's just that's just his whole thing. He's just setting up traps.
And they're all based on the path from the entrance to the cave to the direction we're headed.
Well, there's no real like path.
Is there a reason we're going this way?
You're trying to find this
We're
trap.
going this way because it's the same way we found him before. So it's basically it. Nothing. Nothing.
Do we see any evidence that he walked through here with my 23?
Well, the traps are an indication that because he's the only one who was doing that.
Did he leave any other markings or anything behind, or footprints, or?
Yeah. Give me a survival check, and if you guys want to tag team, feel free.
Um.
And then I can roll for.
I mean, unless he's given me the reason that he's doing what he's doing, I wouldn't like inherently know it and decide to do the same thing.
I'll have Koyden kind of figure out what you're doing and help you out.
Thanks. Hmm. Uh, I just say out loud, I don't see any footprints or anything, or broken branches, but he's clearly been here.
Well, in our last encounter, he was they were all pretty adept in climbing the trees. So it's possible that like they're hopping from tree to tree or something like that.
Oh, speaking of which, so Dan, you notice that like as you sort of move deeper into this forest, it's actually getting pretty hard for you to see. Like the canopy cover is so dense that like it's hard to see. Like it's almost like it's like nighttime now for you because you don't have any like dark vision or anything like that.
Oh, geez. Well, I guess my only solution is to burn down the forest.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Well, that is one way to take care of the traps. I mean, it's a solution. I don't know if it's the best solution. Um,
All right. I guess I'll light, or can you guys see in the dark?
I have dim light vision,
Yeah, everyone else can see in the dark just fine.
and I
Uh,
believe the dwarves have something similar.
They do.
do you
So
guys want me lighting a torch to
no,
follow you in here?
wait, are you? Oh, you're human.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. There's no other way to do this without giving ourselves away. Perhaps,
You put a hand on your shoulder and like you can lead me.
yeah, but then if it comes to like combat or something, um, well, you know what? Go ahead and light a torch.
All right.
Cool.
I light a torch.
All right, so you're carrying this torch. Okay. So you arrive at that sort of that place that you were at where you found him finally. It's just like getting to around after lunchtime, so this is like a good spot for you guys to kind of stop, have lunch, do some tracking, kind of figure out what it was. So this is like the combat area where like you guys killed those four kobolds, and then he just sort of wandered off in a certain direction in the top left. Um, so you guys feel like you're getting close to where you found him. So why don't we roll another survival check, and then we'll see if we're able to figure out where he went.
One sec.
Exact same roll. Nice.
Burbles coming through.
Nice. Yep.
Where's survival here? Oh, okay, yeah, got it.
Something only I can notice with the flicker of the torchlight.
We're alive right now. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, I think you're sort of more concerned with like maybe packing up, and then you're just like you're not able to find anything.
I have no idea.
But Burbles is able to kind of pick up the scent. So you all arrive at sort of a this place. So you said I'm gonna find a rogue for you. Let me get your characters out.
What a sweet map. Where'd you get this?
So there's like you can find free content on this Roll20. You can just search for it, which is what I'm gonna do when I try and find your character. So you're just like rogue. Let me see here. Alright, nothing good for that. Alright, this is gonna be Burbles. And I'm gonna give you access to move it around.
Are you just gonna? It probably. Yeah. There you go. I still have mine. Good.
Yeah, I saved yours. Alright, and I'm gonna get some dwarves out for them. Alright, we're gonna use these these for. Actually, I'm gonna use two different ones because we got. Alright, so the one in white will be Shaney, and the other one will be Clust, and then we'll get one for her.
Did you just mispronounce poor Shanley's name?
Yeah.
How dare you, sir?
Alright, and she will be the one in gold, Koiden, because she's more important. Cool. Alright, so you arrive, you're kind of up on this hill, and you see this river.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the the trapper. Which looks like,
Ooh, where's he at?
yeah.
Yeah, let's get with it, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So he's like over here on this tree, and he's setting something up over on this tree here. Give me a perception check, both of you, and I'm gonna roll for them.
Yep. There's stuff happening somewhere.
Okay. Nice, Burbles. All right. So Burbles, you see a bunch of things. So the first thing you see is some more kobolds.
How, like, this river is literally only 5 feet across,
Yeah, it's pretty small.
so it's like a stream.
Yeah. All right.
It's not very. Does it look like it's very deep, or am I even able to notice that?
It doesn't look very deep at all. So there are all these kobolds here, and they're all like hiding, except for this one who didn't get with it. But
Do
they're
they
all
see us?
no, not yet. No. So they're all sort of hiding. You think that they like since they've been attacked last time that they are sort of more aware and being more cautious. You also see. I'm gonna use. 1 second. So I'm gonna put like a couple bats here. These ones are sort of they look like the other kobolds, but they have like prehensile wings, like bat wings. So they're imagine sort of like a flying squirrel equivalent of a kobold.
Weird.
And they're
They're
just
kind of
like
hard to see in this landscape.
yeah, they're just like upstairs up there chilling in the trees, kind of hanging out on lookout. You think that none of them have seen you yet, but if you continue to move, those things are definitely the lookouts.
Okay.
All right. I
Perhaps
get
we
the
can.
attention of the other people and let them know what I'm seeing.
Perhaps we can kill them before they get an opportunity to react and do something to the others to get the others' attention.
I can probably sneak down and kill the one that's closest to us to the south.
I can hit the one that's farthest from us with magic from here. Do the do our dwarven companions have crossbows or anything like that?
No, they just have they have like a hand axe that they can throw. and then a short sword.
I quickly ask between the two of them if either of them know how to use a crossbow.
They look at each other and are sort of confused, but Koiden says, I can use one.
I temporarily hand her mine and a handful of bolts, and with the instruction that she should attempt to target the same one as Dan.
Okay.
So, cursory plan. I'm going to run this by you guys. Dan's going to sneak down, hopefully undetected, to make a attack on this one. At which time, Koiden's going to immediately shoot her crossbow bolt, and I am going to attempt to hit this one with a magical spell.
Okay. So they're both gonna attack this one up here, and you're gonna attack this one.
That's the plan. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we'll do, and you just want these dwarves to just stand still and do nothing.
Well, they're really not sneaky, right? And we're trying to get a surprise round. So I think that if they make their way out, the odds are that we are going to get caught. So
All right. Cool. So we'll just roll initiative now. The kobolds won't be in the initiative, but let's just choose like how fast you are you order, and we'll just get it over with.
got a 10.
Burbles, I think you need to roll still, or you got that 7, or Burbles, was that your 7 there? Okay, cool. All right, cool. So you're first, Donnie.
Okay. Eldritch Blast. It's an 11 hit.
It does not. So your bolt just flies by him, and he definitely notices that. And we'll say
Well,
you can go for next, Dan.
yeah, I was gonna say they don't get to join the initiative anyway, though, even if they notice it, right?
Correct.
They
Yeah.
join it next round.
Mm-hmm. Nice. That definitely hits. Roll for damage. All right. It hits him, but it does not kill him. Let's see if she hits. She misses. Oof. Not great.
Useless. All of us useless.
Yep. All right. Cool. So, yeah. So just bolts and your Eldritch Splash just fly by these things, and then now they will all enter into the initiative. So, give me 1 second. All right. Cool. So these two, this one here is going to act first, and then it's going to be Donnie, and then the rest of them are going to act, and then Dan and Koiden, and then the dwarves are going to.
So all of them have been alerted now.
Well, this one's going to act first. This one got the best initiative, and then it screeches out, and then flies in your direction.
Okay.
It arrives at this dwarf, but does not have enough movement to attack, as does this one. This dwarf is going to hold them off. These. All right, so you can go next, Donnie.
Um, yeah. I am going to do the same thing. Eldritch Blast. This guy. Actually, this guy because it's probably less blocked by the dwarf. 16 to
Yep,
hit.
that hits.
6 damage.
Yep, that's the one that took damage, and that will kill him.
Take that, you stupid.
Yep, blast goes out, kills him. All right, cool. So it went. All right, so then it's going to be these kobolds. So these kobolds all take cover behind these trees, and they try to shoot at you. Um, they all miss. Like rocks whiz in your direction generally, but they don't hit you. This one actually is going to move to here and then attack this dwarf at a reasonable attack rate, but still miss. It just plunks right off the armor. Then these dwarves go.
Wait, the kobolds were attacking?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which ones?
All of these. This one. This one.
They have slings?
Yeah, they have slings. Yep, they all attack with slings.
I was just because there's no way a sling reaches that range from
Yeah,
like these last two.
they they weren't attacking with a good attack. Like it was like very bad. But
Okay,
like they're not smart enough to like understand like the range. Like they're
gotcha.
just trying to pelt you, so it's not good. The only one who actually moved close into range was this one, and he missed anyway.
All right.
So this dwarf comes up here and is going to attack the winged one and miss, and the other one's going to attack. That one hits and does a death blow. So this other dwarf kills this guy. Boom. All right, and then Dan.
Dan?
You muted.
Daniel.
Okay, I am going to fire at the same one again because that makes sense to me.
Well, that one's dead.
This guy down here
Oh, okay, you're firing at that one.
that I hit for 4 damage before.
No, you attacked the other one, the one that was up here, the bat one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna shoot at this guy.
Okay. 14. That is a hit.
Ha. Does a die 6 plus 3. Ooh, max damage, feast and famine.
Boom. Yeah, you hit him square in the head, and he just falls and slumps over.
Nice.
All right.
Good
Yeah.
job, Daniel.
Koiden is going to try to like move this way and take cover behind this bush because she got hit real bad last time. Let's see here. All right, she is going to attack this person, the trap making one. However, it's pretty far away. She hits, and the light crossbow is a D8. You said, right?
Yeah.
1d8.
It does 2 damage. All right. He notices that, and this time he is not going to run away, but move up to attack you. He runs up to here. He doesn't quite get behind the tree, so he doesn't have cover. He's gonna throw like a 10, 20, 30. Yep, so he's gonna throw like a weird looking sphere into this square. He's gonna attempt to. He does. So I'm gonna have all three of these dwarves make dex saves. Uh, the two the two tanks, the two fighters, they make it, but Koiden actually completely just doesn't see this thing happen. So they take a little bit of damage from this thing exploding, but she takes a lot of damage. All right, cool.
Did she fall unconscious or anything like that?
No, no, but you can definitely tell that it got her
It
pretty
hurt.
good. Yeah. All right, back to the top of the order, Donnie.
Um. Well, let's see. I got. Um.
Maybe we should pull Coiden out of combat.
I'll leave that to more capable hands than me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna move here, and I'm going to cast Witch Bolt on. So this is a channeled spell,
Mm-hmm.
or well, it requires concentration on Batty McGee over here.
Okay.
Does a 10 hit? Fuck.
10 does not hit.
It's a spell, by the way. You're not going by AC.
Well, so it's either an attack where you roll an attack, or it's a saving throw of some kind, and it would say in the spell description.
Right. Okay. So
I
let
can,
me see.
yeah, I can look it up.
I have it right here. Range 30 feet. Yeah, it just says casting time 1 action. So it doesn't. There's no. Okay. So I'm basically going. Why does their AC matter for a magical spell? That's doesn't make any sense.
It's a ranged spell attack. Yeah. So basically, it's either they sort of just it's just an attack of some kind, or they make a saving throw. So this is just an attack.
Okay then. Then it misses. All right.
All right. Yep. So the witch bolt just doesn't take. All right. So these guys' turn. They're gonna move up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They move outside of cover. This guy thinks he's in cover here, but he's not. Um, and this guy, then they're gonna attack you. This guy, like, this guy up here, the first one I'm gonna attack from the top down. This guy, it looks like the rock is coming right at you, Donnie, but it just sort of like falls short. like, like, like it just sort of
Okay.
like it had the trajectory,
Yeah,
but not the
I
power.
should have cover versus everyone, but this guy and this guy.
Yeah.
So, just real quick, Jason,
Mm-hmm.
how do I know that this guy thinks he has cover?
Uh, I it's just the way he's acting. Like he's sort of like hiding, like and he like you could tell in his mind he thinks he's in a good spot, but he's not. Um. Okay, so that guy attacked and missed. Last one. Ooh. This one attacked this dwarf that's not in cover and hit him right in the head. Uh, it hits him, but luckily the guy has a helmet on and doesn't do a ton of damage. All right. He's still not looking great though. Definitely seeing stars. All right. Last one. Last one misses. Again, it like they're just shooting too far. Like they don't understand what their range is, so they're at some big disadvantages. Okay, so now the dwarves move. Um, this dwarf moves to kind of behind the tree and gets cover, and he's gonna try and throw an axe at this one, and he hits and does damage, but does not kill it. This dwarf here is gonna come and sort of try to block for Koiden and throw an axe as well, and hits. and kills him. All right, Koiden shoots the crossbow at the. Oh no, sorry, Dan, it's your turn. You're muted.
I scream at them to spread out.
Okay.
Because they just got hit with an explosive. So you don't want to be together.
Okay.
And some of my negative personality comes out. I'm very judgmental about it.
Okay. Well, like
calling them idiots.
Okay, so you say what exactly do you say to them?
What the fuck's the matter with you, you morons? Spread out.
Okay.
Do you want to die?
That's fair.
All right, I'll pop over here and fire another arrow down that way.
Okay.
12?
12 just barely misses. It just falls just short, lands at his feet.
Wish I'd taken the luck feat.
Yep. Sorry, bud. I gave you the option. All right. Koiden. She's gonna move over here. Oh. And then she's also gonna try and attack this big one here. Trapmaker. She hits. And does some good damage. All right. Cool. Back to the top of the order, Donnie.
Okay, let's.
Oh, sorry. The Trapmaker has to go. Sorry, my fault. Okay, so he ruffles around in his pack, and he takes out like a weird looking like instrument, and it sort of whirs up, and he throws it, and it's like he throws it as though it was going to go to Donnie, but it just blows up in electricity. It sort of cackles out of it like 5 feet in front of his face. So it just travels just like a little bit and then just blows up prematurely.
So what you're saying is he popped his waddle too early there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sort of like he like tries to cover, but it definitely like singes. If he had like eyebrows or whatever, that he would not anymore. Cool. So now it's your turn, Nutty.
Okay. Eldritch Blast. It's a 12. Hit him.
Nope, still misses. It's barely.
Cool.
All right. Cool.
I apologize to Jason's viewers for the way this combat's gone so far.
I'm just like hanging out.
What? Why? What's wrong with this combat? I know.
They'll know what I mean, Jason.
They'll know. Okay. All right. Kobolds are gonna start moving in. Here. This guy thinks he's so clever. And then they're both gonna attack Koiden. And they both miss. Then this dude gonna advance 2, 3, 4, 5, and attack this dwarf, and miss as well. They just keep throwing rocks at you, but they're just going wild. All right, cool. This dwarf is going to charge, and that is a hit, just barely. Yeah, so it's just like barely a hit, and he but it just sort of scrapes his arm. This just superficial damage. This dwarf is hiding. It looks like this dwarf is like really not doing good. So they're like sort of just taking cover and they don't really know what to do. All right, Dan, your turn.
All right. I fire another arrow in the same direction, but this time things are going to be different.
All right, you're attacking this dude.
This time.
Oh, you're attacking the big guy.
It-
Yeah, 9 still misses. Yep. Okay. Koiden is going to try to shoot this kobold.
I blame the people in front of me for being in the way and making it mess up my shot.
So specifically, Raylene.
Like, you guys need to move out of the way. I can't shoot with you there.
All right. She takes a shot at this kobold and misses. Um, yeah, it's not looking great. All right, so cool. This guy's turn. He's just gonna take out his light crossbow. He's gonna move around 1, 2, 3, and he's gonna take a shot at you now that he's kind of got a better angle on you, Raylene. He attacks.
Who's Raylene? I'm not aware of this person.
Does a 14 hit?
Let's see. I think it's close. Yes. 14 hits.
All right. Ooh, so that's gonna be 8 damage. It just connects just right into you.
Okay.
What? How much health do you have?
10.
Oh my god. That's brutal.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. So top of the order, you again.
I told you shouldn't have been standing there.
Is he talking to me?
Yeah, he definitely is. Yep.
Okay.
It's a stupid spot to be in. And I sound really stressed out too.
I'll sort him out later.
Yeah, and that'll be good role play. Sure.
um. I mean, I don't. Is it whose turn is it
Oh,
right
it's
now?
yours, Raylene.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna attempt to miss again on this guy.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Does a
Hey,
13 hit?
it meets.
9 damage.
It actually misses. His AC is 14.
Oh my god.
Good joke.
Oh my god.
Dan said it hit, not me. the number is 14 for y'all.
Ah, shit.
All right. So
Huh.
the kobolds attack. This one I'm gonna start from the top here. This one's gonna come around and try to attack you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna attack Dan.
I have full cover.
Yeah, you definitely do, and it actually just complete like it's running at you, and then it like snags its foot on a root and just beefs it, just boom, just laying on the ground. And then this one's gonna just adjust and then attack Raylene again, and okay, she like gets a good hit, and she's like breathing super hard. She takes this hit. You think she's like almost ready to pass out. She's just like not doing well.
That's 1 health, in case anyone's wondering.
Yeah. All right, cool. The dwarfs go. This dwarf is going to attack this kobold again. It connects and kills it. All right. This dwarf, they're just they don't know what to do. They're not getting any commands. They're afraid. They're almost dead. And that's it. Now, Dan.
I go next?
Yep.
Okay. If this fellow over here is on the ground, I'm gonna go over and Do I get some kind of advantage?
Yeah, you do get advantage if they're on the ground. If they're prone, you get advantage with melee attacks. Yep.
All right. I will bring out the long sword and show him a thing or two.
That'll hit.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. 7 damage.
That kills him.
All right.
Oh,
Dead.
yeah, so you just walk up to him and just slit his throat.
Pretty much.
Perfect. Raylene's going to attack this kobold. And
Wait,
hit.
I'm attacking
I'm
what?
sorry. I'm sorry. Koiden, sorry. And kills it. Perfect. All right. So now this guy is alone, but he still thinks he can take you because you haven't hit him at all, and you've been throwing all kinds of stuff at him. He is going to attack this dwarf with his crossbow and miss. All right. Cool. Back to the top of the order, Raylene.
Okay.
Remember, you also have inspiration, which you can use at any time for advantage.
Mhm. I'm going to put myself here, I think. Which probably gives me partial cover.
Yeah.
So that's like +2 to AC for those in this version. There's a fucking 23 hit.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Are you sure?
That's
I don't want to get a.
Listen, it was Dan that said it hit last time. It was not me. Yeah, definitely hits.
Okay.
I was presumptuous because you said a 13 hit
6
before.
damage.
No, I said a 12 just barely missed.
I just
Yeah.
want to. I just want to point out how good of an idea it is to have like, wearing a chain shirt make you harder to hit with magic spells.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Anyways, go ahead.
All right, cool. So you went. Now the dwarves go. This dwarf's gonna bum rush him. This dwarf still does nothing. Let's see if this dwarf can hit. Ooh, I do. Nice. I do some good damage. All right, cool. Yeah, so this dwarf just runs up and just slams into him with his sword. The kobold's still going though. All right, Dan, you're next.
Finish him. All right, I'm gonna pop up here and fire another round.
Yeah, so when you fire into combat like this, you're at disadvantage, just as an FYI.
15. Okay. Fucking 13.
Sorry, bud. Okay. Koiden is going to try and come around. 1, 2, 5. She's going to try and make an attack, but he's got full cover. She's setting up for next turn. Yeah, she definitely misses. Just fires right into the tree. And then his turn. He's going to take out his dagger and try to attack this dwarf. And miss. Now he's starting to get worried because he can't hit either. All right, back to the top of the order, Donnie.
I need to really start remembering to use my bonus hit points. Anyway. I part of my warlock ability gives me the ability to take bonus health from things I kill. So like that first gargoyle I killed, I should have absorbed the some temp hit points there. It's retroactive now, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, I should have it. I'm just saying I need to remember to do it. I roll a 10 because I'm really useful. Carry on.
Yeah, yep, you miss. All right, cool.
Nice job.
So dwarf number 1 misses. Dan.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Longsword.
Yep. And you're gonna get, if you
Sneak
hit,
attack.
you get sneak attack damage because someone's in contact.
Hey, it's a 14.
14. That hits.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. I gotta do die 8 with this. 5 damages.
And you get sneak attack because someone else is touching them.
Oh, that's right. That's nice.
Nice.
So 9 damage.
Nice. Yeah, he's bleeding profusely. He is not doing well.
I motion for him to drop his weapons.
How do you do that? Like what? Let me see the pantomime. Like what?
I just point to it, and I'm like, and I point to the ground. Point to his weapons. Point to the ground.
All right. Make a performance check for me.
Performance. All right. 6 with a natural 1. Does he understand and feel like he wants to comply? Is that good?
We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. So Koiden's going to try and come up, and she is going to hold her action to see if he drops his weapons, and if he doesn't, then she will attack. All right. He looks down at the ground, looks at his weapon, and then he takes out another one of those like bomb things, and then puts that on the ground, and then it just explodes. So I'm gonna need you to make a reflex saving throw. Oh, actually, wait. She gets an attack first. Sorry. She could. Oh, so he like reaches into his bag and tries to pull out one of those things, and it's like up in the air, and she just lops his arm off before he's able to detonate it, and then he just sort of like grabs it, and then he just falls to the ground screaming. He's losing a lot of blood real fast, but the encounter is over. Boom. All right, so what we'll do now is we'll take a quick 5-10 minute break, and we'll be back for what happens after the encounter.